SwirlRadio.com.
Welcome back to Swirl Radio, your A through Z, covering the LGBT, LMNOP, and everyone in between show. I'm Michelle Meow, your host. We're speaking with Shane Bitney Crone about the loss of his partner, Tom Bridegroom, and the experience that he suffered from shortly thereafter, the injustice that most of us in the LGBT community face when it comes to our relationships not being recognized. Shane, before we went on the break, we talked about Tom's mom just kind of, going through all of his belongings and not really including you in the planning of the funeral. But it led to his father actually threatening you with a shotgun for you to not show up to the funeral, correct?
Yeah, well, what happened is, after she left, she took the body back to Indiana where he's from, and I still had every intention of going to the funeral. And so my mom and I were on our way, and we were in Arizona for a layover, and that's when I got a phone call from one of his relatives that wanted to let me know that if I did show up, that Tom's father and uncle actually planned an attack if I showed my face. So, I just, fearing not just for my safety but for my mom's safety, you don't know what can happen, and, we just felt like the right thing to do would be not to go and put ourselves in that situation.
Do you ever regret not going? Is that something that you think about daily?
No, because, I know people that went, and it was almost like they were honoring the son that they knew years ago. So I think it would have really been hurtful if I was there just almost like an outsider, like I didn't even exist. I think that would have been upsetting.
In what ways, I think that you produced this video on Tom's 1-year anniversary from the date, you lost him, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, part of that, too, is I wanted to do something to honor Tom. And, at the same time, kind of like my whole life, I've kind of been scared to, speak up and just to be myself. So I finally just reached a point where I'm like, you know what, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to not be afraid. I'm going to tell the story. And, I don't want people to have to go through what I went through, or I want people that don't really understand the struggles that the LGBT community faces, to kind of just see, face-to-face, what, people go through. From not having equal rights.
Absolutely. Well, we want to remember Tom here at Swirl, so we don't want to focus on the parents.
Right.
But, just really quick, 3 million hits, you did that video. Do you think his parents, Tom's parents, have seen the video? Are you in contact with them?
Yeah, I'm not in contact with them. I'm assuming that if they haven't seen it, they've heard about it because, after the YouTube video went live, I did interviews with all major news networks, and they all reached out to his family and had no luck hearing from them. So they have to know about it. And, as we go into this, turning this story into a documentary, we're going to reach out to them to be a part of it.
Well, let's remember Tom here. I want to learn some of the fun, quirky things, or maybe the romantic, things you guys did. Was it love at first sight?
Yeah, I would have to say that it was. It's, some friends set us up, even though they didn't officially know that we were gay, and so yeah, we met at a bowling alley with mutual friends, and this guy, he literally walks into a room, and there's just this energy about him that I never really experienced before, and yeah, he's just one of the happiest people you'd ever meet, and that's the one thing I never understood. This guy, he had so much energy all the time. I would be tired, and he's ready to go and excited, and I'm like, can't you be in a bad mood once in a while? And he just couldn't. He was just always happy and literally making the most out of every day. And I know people say that, but he really was he was making the most of his life.
I happen to find that that's common with two men who are in a relationship together, and one is just so energetic and so colorful and spontaneous, and then there's the other one who's just calm. Right. I guess.
Yeah.
So and also, was he dorky? Did he have great jokes?
Yeah, he thought he was funny, but yeah, he definitely had a great sense of humor and was always laughing. And, he had a laugh that was, really loud, and he had this, for some reason, when he laughed really hard, he had to, slam his hand on a table. You know how some people do that? And every time he would like laugh and slam the table, like it scared the hell out of me. So I'd always get annoyed when he would be laughing so hard. But you know, he just
He sounds like an amazing guy. I wish we knew Tom Bridegroom. And before we get into the documentary, just to talk a little bit before we let Shane go about the documentary Bridegroom, if Tom were here today and he saw what you've done and the millions of people that you've affected, what do you think he would say to you?
I think that, you know, he was always encouraging me to speak up and be proud to be who I am. And, you know, unfortunately I had to go through these series of events to kind of reach a place where I'm, you know, proud to be who I am. So I think that he would be proud of me for, you know, finally starting to love myself and be okay with being who I am. So I think that, you know, he wouldn't want people to be mean or angry or, you know, hateful towards his family. But at the same time, I think that, you know, he knows that the impact this has had, and he would be very happy with what's happening.
And here we are. You're involved with a documentary, and it's hopefully due out this year, called Bridegroom. It's so fitting. It's so real. It's pretty much almost creepy to me,
Right.
you know, with the title and everything. And the project in itself, it got funded. And, you know, just really quick, if you could tell us about the project, when do you think you'll be done with it, and how we can help support you in this endeavor?
Yeah, no, I mean, I never anticipated any of this stuff to happen, so it's crazy. But I partnered with Linda Bloodworth, who she created like TV show Designing Women, and her mom actually passed away from AIDS, so she's very passionate about, you know, equality and human rights because she experienced the hate herself. So, you know, we want to tell the story of, you know, my relationship together, and also the struggles that we face just growing up in small towns. And, you know, there's a lot of people aren't familiar with crowdfunding, but we utilize Kickstarter.com as a way for people that want to be a part of this project to pledge. And, you know, so honestly, like, this film wouldn't have been possible without everyone pledging and donating money to the project. And we plan on releasing it this fall.
Wow.
And, yeah, so we're literally, like, we've been working on this movie, like, every day. It's, like, it's full-time. And, you know, I want to give it my all. And,
you have given it your all. I mean, this is amazing. Shane, I want to thank you so much for joining us here at Swirl. You are such an inspiration. You're a hero, but more importantly, you're a voice. And I definitely hope and wish that every man or an American here in this country sees your video and supports your documentary, Bridegroom. Just really quick, the website for that?
Yeah, thank you. It's bridegroommovie.com.
Great.
And we have a new website that's going to be live in the next few weeks. So
perfect. Bridegroommovie.com. There it is. We'll also post that information up at our site at swirlradio.com. Thanks again, Shane Bitney Crone, everyone.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.